Thank you for bringing this very nice short movie to the festival. And I should start by asking you, and I suppose I'm following a bit the news in the especially in big cities where there is a big crisis of people trying to find decent homes where to live and at decent prices. And I suppose Barcelona is also living that kind of crisis. But I'll let you tell me more about this idea, how it came up, and how it ended up turning into a nice short film that we saw, and that you were, I think you wrote and also directed. Am I right?
Yes, I co-wrote it with the main actor, with Roque Esquius, and I directed it and I produced it. And as you said, it's funny because it's a comedy film festival, but I really believe behind every good comedy there's a drama, and at least I try to write my comedies like that. And unfortunately, it's such a global pandemic. It's a drama, like house prices, both rental and purchasing properties has been going crazy over the last years. And that's also what I kind of knew, but by having this film selected in many festivals around the world, I've seen how real it is, because it resonates everywhere, like in every continent, in every major city. They have the same problem. Unfortunately, it's really bad. So it's a comedy because I think it's a good way to tell a story and to reach more audience. And what are we going to do, about life? Like, there are dramas, but we have to find the positive side. But it's something that it's affecting many countries, many cities. Barcelona is one. We have lots of tourism in Barcelona, and that has made that many properties are only offered to tourism, so there's less offer, which means the prices have gone really high over the last years. And the short film was inspired by a real story that I cannot tell because it would spoil the ending of the short film, but it's something that kind of happened in Spain. Like, it goes to craziness, but I can give other examples. Like in other countries, people are renting parking slots to sleep there. I was watching only this morning that in South Korea, they're renting like really small bedrooms as a whole flat, which was supposed to be for students. But now, because everything is so high, people cannot pay rents. They're living there permanently. Like, I think it's affecting everywhere, unfortunately. But there's always a good opportunity for comedy, which is what the film festival is. So that's what we did. We tried to see the positive way to put light into that problem.
Yeah, it's it's as you said, it's really a problem of a society. How we kind of first of all try to make success out of something that becomes later on turns around, and then the phenomenon becomes a victim of its own success. Like, for example, Barcelona being a big, nice city that everybody wants to visit. Well, at the end, the people of Barcelona, they might be happy in the beginning, but at the end, they realize that it's becoming hell for them to to sustain. And we see it also in Japan lately. I think in Kyoto, they have made illegal to take pictures because people were just taking too many pictures of these geishas. The geishas live there, and they like to wear what they wear, but without being disturbed. But now when they go out, they find 100 paparazzis wanting. I mean, they're tourists wanting to take pictures of them, and it's just unbearable. you know. So so I guess, yeah, this liberal society that wants to make profit out of anything that is successful has a limit to it, and it's nice to in a way or another express those so that people understand, you know, so that people understand, and you express it very in a very interesting manner, because, yeah, without spoiling the film, first of all, we see these people who are very civilized people, you know. It's the situation is very rough on them, all of them, yet they make the best out of it, you know, the way they speak about it, because we are in also in a new society where it's not the reality of things, it's how things appear that that lets us triggers in us things. So we want to appear in a certain form, we want to talk so that we appear in a certain manner, and both those characters, when they were talking, you felt that they were all suffering. Both of them were suffering, yet they would see, both of them, they would tell only about the bright side of the so yeah, what can you comment on that, and how you made that choice, you know, because it could have been conflict from the from the beginning, but then, you know, they managed not to get into conflict, although the situation was pretty terrible.
That's a really good point and a really good question, because when we were writing it with Rock, with the co-writer and main actor, we were really going through the subtleties of the story, and it's depend on how you, because to give context, the short film presents a guy who's looking to get a room and be independent because he's 40 years old and he's still living with his mother. That's not so weird at all at the moment in the whole world, especially in Spain. And then there's a guy who's renting a room and he wants to show the room. So there were several situations, several points of view where you could tell the story. And the funniest, actually, and it was one of the first approaches to the story, to the script, was to present the guy renting a room as a really evil guy who doesn't care, who is like very funny because he's like really doesn't, like, he's trying to hide that the offer is shit. But then we found, and I think when you're writing a story and you're directing a story, you have certain responsibility. That's not how the market works. Like, so what we decided is they are both victims of the system. Yeah. So it's like both the guy renting is already paying a rent that has gone higher, so he has to find someone to pay that difference. So in the end, they're both victims. And if we did it in another way, which is funnier, and there's more contrast and more conflict, as you said, which we actually approached, it was really funny. But then I think you're missing the point where most of us are victims of the housing market. And it wouldn't be, and as I said, for me, it's really important. It is funny, yes, but it has to have some substance, some message, some concept. And the message was like, we're fucked. All of us are fucked at the moment. Prices are really high. We have to find a way to get around it. And that's why we did it that way. It's like we didn't want to put the easy conflict. We just wanted to show that the system is the real problem. Only a few are gaining money, and they're earning lots of money through it, but only a few are winning nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. And the way also is, and this is where you introduced. Well, maybe it's we really at first it started as a small humor, but then it was turning more and more into black humor, you know, and we discover with the character how the situation is strange, you know, and and it's really funny because it's gradually he gradually understands the reality of,
it's absurd. But
that apartment, you know, it's
that's I think that's what we wanted to go for. It's an absurd situation. It's unbelievable, but it's true. Like this kind of thing happened. So that was like, it seems like impossible, but you kind of feel, and I think the audience, I've seen it fortunately live with many different audiences, and people laugh because it's like, oh my God, this cannot be true, but it is, and you know it could be very soon. So it's like, I think it's the right amount of absurdity,
yeah,
which makes it funny.
yeah, yeah. Well, exactly. What and also this difference between expectations and for the main character, you know, the expectations he had, and at the end what he has to settle for because of, as you know, because the guy says, okay, this is the market, this is the reality.
Yeah.
If you don't take it, somebody else will.
And that's true. I have to tell you, my girlfriend and I have been looking for a place to buy. Like, I'm almost 40, but that's the way it is. Like, my parents could buy an apartment when they were 20. Now we have to do it much later, and it's been impossible, like, for a year. And in the end, it happens both with when you're renting and when you're buying. Like, there's a new opportunity, new flat, new apartment. You go there, and if you don't take it in an hour, maybe there's someone else who took it. It's gone. And it's crazy. And sometimes it's like, I don't want to live there, but am I gonna have something better? And it's a really bad situation where you're just forced to take decisions or going to live into places that are great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
and also, okay, now tell me about your choices, your directing choices. I was pleasantly surprised by the one shot that you've done in this, and it's very, very nicely done. And so we'll really live with these guys for a few minutes, yet very tense minutes. Because why did you choose to do it that way?
That was the main directing choice, I guess. It was like, I love one shots. I've done it before, like short films that are only one shot. For me, it has to make sense. Like, and in this case, it was bold and it was complicated to shoot everything like that. It's 7 minutes, camera is moving all the time. We were a really small team, but what I really wanted to convey as a director was that, at least I know the market in Spain, but I think it's in every other place. Like, when you're looking for an apartment, sometimes here it's even like you have an appointment at 5 in the afternoon, and then they call you at 3, like, it's taken. Like, it's crazy how fast they go. So you are visiting the place, and sometimes in 10 minutes, the visit is super quick, and in 10 minutes, there's another person coming. And then sometimes I've even visited some places and 2 people are visiting at the same time with different agents. So it's like, oh, you're really rushing and nervous. And so that was why I chose to do only one shot. So we can be with them from the moment they're going up the stairs until the end. It's like, okay, this is a real visit in real time. And the whole story is actually built, structured around that. It's like, how the visit, and from the beginning, hey, the guy who's renting, he's like, hey, I have another visit in 10 minutes. Like, so the guy who pays first gets the apartment, and so you have this sense of rush and nervousness that you're there for the ride with them, and you have to take a decision in those 8 minutes that the short film takes place over. Yeah. So that was why. And I remember we were speaking with the DOP, because he was like, he's a really nice director of photography. He was like, are you sure you don't want to, like, shoot here and shoot there and like make it all? I was like, I really want to go for this. Like, I really want to transmit this feeling, and I think it worked well. Like, the feedback has been great so far.
Yeah. Also, to me, it looked like we're used to this kind of visits in websites where we visit.
Yes.
Somebody is like but everything is nicely done, and then this is this and this is space, and in your case it was to me also kind of used parody, a kind of a parody to because he was explaining things that in his words sounded nice, but then in reality, you know, this couch is for this guy and the dog, and this one is for the two old ladies, and I mean, it's like it's the total opposite of what one would expect, you know. So that was also it's very funny situation that they create, that he created, the characters created. I can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, there was a plane. It's noisy. That's also a really good point, because when we were rehearsing, again, it's one shot, it's comedy, it's two actors. It's two actors that I know very well, and I love them. They're great actors, but also great people. And we were rehearsing, and of course it's a short film. Comedy is all about timing. So, and a one shot is about timing. So it was really complicated and complex timing. So when we were rehearsing, it was all great and funny, but you know, you have to move with the camera. So in order for the story not to be very long and have weird poses, we needed that the guy showing the apartment had a great energy, and Mark, the actor doing that, is great and has that energy. But I remember I sent him like these videos that you're talking about, that very famous on Instagram, mostly, where they show you the apartment in real time, and they're looking at the camera and telling you all the nice features that sometimes they're shit, but they're trying to make positive out of everything. So I sent him some of those that are really over the top. You're like, what? And I showed him as a reference of the kind of energy that would help move the camera with him all the time. And there's a little bit of that, yes, in his character. Again, I didn't want to show him as a part of the system. It's like, and that's why we explained that he's also like having issues with money, but he has this energy from the beginning of like showing around and being really positive about everything. So there's a little bit of a parody also from that wall, how they're selling the places on social media nowadays. Yeah.
So let me ask you, how many takes did you have to take to be able to stop?
Yes. It's funny because I've done all the short films in one shot before, and I always count it because and it's true, many people ask, but I don't remember exactly. I think it was around 20.
20? Wow, that's
not all of them finished, because it was very technical, plus comedic timing. It was hard, but we were like almost full day there, and the last one was the best one. There was also good ones, but the best one was the last one. I think it was around 20 or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's very. So it's more or less how many days of shooting?
One
day. Okay, so prepare a lot of preparation, and then 1 day of shooting where you better. I hope the guy was not very mad. Or you had to switch the operator, because 20 it's a lot.
Yeah, no, he was great. Ferran Vargas.
A steady cam type of steady cam.
Well, we had a steady cam operator. He was great, and no, it was just some little pauses, you know, lunch break and stuff like that. But he just went over and over, and he did a great job.
Well, really the result is fantastic. The one that you show in the movie, it's really nice. Let me ask you, we got just a few minutes left, about your vision of comedy and your future plans. Are you what are you doing now, and what do you plan to do in the coming years in terms of cinema, filmmaking, and comedy also, because that's what interests us the most.
I've done like many comedy short films over the years. as I said before, it's like you can always shoot drama, but comedy, good comedy for me has both. Like it has drama and it has comedy. And for me, it's hard to find good comedies, but when you find one, I think they stay with the audience so much, sometimes even more than dramas. Again, because you can connect with the drama, but you can laugh. And I think cinema for me is a little bit of that, like to try to live life a little bit more lightly, you know, and to give us some relief. And that's why I love comedy so much. I think it's really underappreciated. That's why I really appreciate festivals like yours. I think comedy is one of the best things in cinema, and people always tend to look a little bit like it's a minor genre.
Yeah.
And audiences love it. Like I've gone to so many festivals over my career, and sometimes you go to really huge big festivals and there's not so many people in the audience, and then you go to comedy festivals and audience is full because people love it. And I really like that. And I've done everything. I've done drama, I've done horror, I've done thriller, I've done comedy. And comedy is my favorite. And I have many projects, TV shows, feature films that I have optioned with some production companies here in Spain and internationally. And I don't know what will happen, but I really hope that I get to direct some comedy really soon, because I really love it. I really enjoy doing it, and I really enjoy sharing it with the audience.
Well, that's great, and I believe you got a lot of talent to tell comedy stories through cinema. So please keep on the good work, and obviously, if you make another comedy, please think of us to showcase it here. And listen, thank you so much for your participation in this festival, and the best luck to your film in Rabat-Comedy, but also elsewhere. I think it's a great, nice short film that will travel very well in the world. Everybody can connect with this situation and this story today. I mean, in major cities,
Yeah.
it's really a problem. We have also here in Casablanca more than Rabat, but even in Rabat, and I know in many other cities of the world. So this is a good film that will trigger a lot of interest, I think, everywhere. I think you mentioned at one point that you were maybe thinking of coming or visiting, or
I wanted to see which day is screened, because I would be very.
Well, I meant just to tell you that we might, if you were to come, then we would schedule it so that you would be here to see it, and also maybe for 1 or 2 days. I don't know, but I don't know what you were thinking of doing, but we have no problem scheduling it depending on how many days you want to be able to be here. Now, we unfortunately we don't have much means in this festival to offer great accommodations, or we can offer a hotel accommodation, because we have a small hotel where we put the jury and some people that we bring out of Rabat, and that's basically it. So you tell me if and plus if you come, then we would be interested also maybe in arranging a Q&A session, maybe with people interested by your film, and people and maybe students, cinema students, so that they get to share with you also this experience. So if the festival is from the 13th to the 17th, you know, you could think about it, and if you're interested, then you know, we'll accommodate the screenings will be the 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Okay.
So we'll accommodate to do it one of these days, and then and that's it.
Maybe the weekend could work, like because I was free for this month, but maybe from between today and on Monday, I will know if I have a commercial shoot that will take place during June. So that would complicate it a little bit. But if I don't have that, I'm free. And as I said, I really love attending festivals, especially comedy. I love Morocco. I've been in Tangier, I've been in Marrakesh, and I haven't been there for many years, and I would love to go back. So if it worked, I would be happy to. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, check it out, and then let's stay in touch. All right.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ignacio, and keep the good work, and talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.